In the era of #MeToo, we've seen some legitimate predators get their just desserts. But we've also heard that consent can be revoked after sex, and sayings like listen and believe that are pretty clearly against the Western ideal of due process. But here's one I bet you haven't seen. Men could violate sexual discrimination law simply by asking out women who are smaller than they are. Let's check it out. If you want evidence of kangaroo courts on college campus, you don't need to look much farther than Title IX, the federal sex discrimination in education law. Title IX lets schools adjudicate sexual misconduct cases. Some schools have denied accused students the ability to see evidence in their own trial, cross-examine their accusers, and have even done some pretty wild stuff like call an accused student this word I'm not allowed to say on air. There was another instance of absolute lunacy during a late December legal deposition pertaining to a University of Missouri case in which a male student had asked a female student on a date. Kathy Scroggs, the school's former assistant vice chancellor of civil rights in Title IX, said that the male student was perceived as having power over the female student. She was then asked, and what was the nature of his power over her? Was it just his size? To which she replied, his physical size. Wow, so this is what happens when you let social justice ideologues interpret language. They bastardize it beyond the point of recognition. No, Kathy, having power over someone typically means being their boss at work or holding a gun to their head. It doesn't mean people can accuse me of harassment just because I'm 6 feet tall. Besides, I'm not sure discriminating against people of size is very progressive. But the University of Missouri's former assistant vice chancellor and the new one, Andy Hayes, see things differently. Andy was asked, would you agree with me that a certain Title IX section only applies to situations in which the accused has some position of authority over the accuser? She responded, or power. When asked to distinguish between those two, Andy said, well, I think in certain situations that a man could have power over a woman even if there wasn't an authority situation. I think there could be a feeling of that just by the nature of your gender. Now apparently 3 other female students had similar concerns about the accused student, so I'm not saying the guy was a saint. But to suggest that his size or the nature of his gender constitutes sexual harassment, that is some pretty clown world stuff right there. For Campus Unmasked, I'm Rob Shimshock. If you like this video and support our mission, please make sure to comment and subscribe. If something happens on your campus and you'd like us to investigate, send us details using the form on campusunmasked.com.